Good morning, everyone. Welcome once again to the Bahamian Onion channel. I'm your host, Jessica. It is a pleasure. I would like to provide a public service announcement to everyone, especially in the Bahamas and the rest of the Caribbean. I humbly request that in this time, as you're celebrating with friends and family and you're going out into crowds, please practice social distancing as well as wear your mask and keep your hands sanitized. These are thus far the only things that can help with mitigating the spread of this issue we're dealing with. Also, take the time out and know that yes, you were unable to save the lives lost, but think now, because you are aware, that you can still save the lives that are here by being responsible as we are still dealing with this pandemic. I also would like to wish all of you a safe, wonderful, and happy new year. Welcome once again to the Bahamian Onion channel. Before I touch on to today's topic, I humbly ask that you look at the other videos, comment, like. Heavens, I even welcome dislikes. And most importantly, I need the men of the Caribbean, the Bahamas, the world as they're watching, to crank up that hero complex to 1,000 and help this channel succeed in seeing 100 subscribers. Ladies, especially ladies in the Black community of the Caribbean, in the Bahamas, I'm requesting the same, ladies. Be the magical creatures that you are and sprinkle that Black girl magic this way and really support this channel. I welcome all comments. I welcome conversations. Thank you. Today's new topic is about toxic feminism and as well as faux femininity or conditional femininity. I'll start with the main topic at hand, what we are now faced with. Toxic feminism. In the beginning, there was a reason for feminism. Women were once upon a time seen as second-class citizens. We were limited in even the professions what we were allowed to do. We were once upon a time not making as much as men, but no longer. There have been numerous laws that have been implemented where women are making the same amount as men who share in the same professional outline. If you're an engineer, he's an engineer, you're making the same money. The only way this is less is dependent upon your hours you render to your company. Men, on the other hand, they don't have to undergo things like childbirth. You factor in things like maternity leave and the fact that you have to have a flexible contract or employee agreement that, hey, well, I'm raising my child, so therefore I can't work this or that amount of hours because I have to deal with my child. A gentleman has the fortune upon finding someone to marry that she would take on that role. So he's able to fully give himself to a company. So that's the reason why you would see that a man is making more. That's the variant. That's why it would only look like that. Your hours are cut because you have to dedicate yourself to children. Now, if you were working the same hours as this gentleman, same pay, same pay. So the wage gap is ridiculous. It doesn't exist. There's no wage gap. There's no wage gap. So really what is now truly the need for feminism, what we should ask for, no one is going to touch on because no one truly wants to be equal. Women don't truly want to be equal. We just want to be able to have the authority of men, the accountability of a child, and all of the lovely little perks that comes with being a woman. You just want it all. I wish that a lot of people who are hiding behind this last wave of feminism just admit that. And the only reason why we're taking this route, especially by using things like PC culture to help intricately sew this into existence and into the social construct, is because if we came right out and just said that we want to subjugate men, I wholeheartedly believe that there would be bloodshed, and we're not ready for combat. We aren't ready for that. We would never be, and that's why we're taking this sad little route and throwing these unnecessary tantrums, because we are afforded equal rights. We are. And how much more equal could you get other than you wish to fight on another platform? If you want to talk about equal rights, talk about where those rights are actually non-existent and require reform. And that would be in third world countries. Let's talk about that. If that's where you want to aim for feminism, aim for it where it's needed. The Western Hemisphere is not in dire need of that. There are already laws that guarantee that you're going to get equal pay. Laws in place that you will not be discriminated against because you're a woman. So feminism had its purpose. Let's just try to put that aside. If you're going to keep it, remember its truest roots, which was choice. That's all you wanted to fight for, and now you have that. Do you really want the authority of men? Do you know how hard men have to work in order to afford that authority? Do you know how hard they have to work? The wars they have to get into? The bloodshed they have to get into? Do you really want to suffer? I'm not going to use PTSD. I'm going to use what it truly is for men that have been in war. Shell shock. Hashtag George Carlin, I remembered him saying that, we now choose the worst words, to lighten the blow of what something really is. Are you really ready to have that kind of conversation? No, you're not. You want to really talk about feminism? Put it where it's needed. The Western Hemisphere doesn't really need that anymore. It doesn't. It started off well, ladies. It did. It sincerely started off well. It had good intentions. Believe me when I say that. I'm utterly grateful for those who started it. We had the suffrage movement because of the ideal that we wanted to be able to have our voices heard. We're leaders now, especially in the Western Hemisphere. We're leaders now. If you're going to have a fight here in the Caribbean someday and in the Bahamas on the note of waving that banner of feminism, I humbly implore you to reconsider and aim for what is truly important, which is pro-choice rights. Meaning, in short, if you do not wish to carry a child to term, you should be allowed to legally and safely abort. We already, for the most part, in the Caribbean have access to contraceptives, but overall, you would like to have the rights to legally and safely abort. Is that not correct? That's the only thing that's really left. You have no reason to be fighting. And if you want to talk about policing what men say to you, you have to think about policing us as well as to what we say to them. We call them scrubs. We tell them that they are inferior. I want to say the S word, but I don't know how that's going to play, but you can literally go right ahead and listen to every song talking about men in such a bad way. So we have been giving each other a hard time for a long time, unnecessarily, simply because some of us are butthurt. Some of us are butthurt. The songs even tell you that we're butthurt. Oh, women are nothing but bees and hoes, proper garden tools. Dudes are only good for their money. Talking about how you tricking them. See? So what is the threat here? Here in the Western Hemisphere, we have Me Too. A man says something, a man says nothing. And because you're dissatisfied with either or, all of a sudden now he's a bad guy. Full disclaimer here, if you have been assaulted in any manner that has now placed you in a state of being traumatized, doesn't matter your gender, I am utterly sorry that happened to you. I hope that you are seeking help. I hope those that had actually wronged you, you will get justice. Otherwise, to those who are just saying it for saying it, say because you just want to police what someone is saying, stop. Just stop. Just stop. Feminism had its purpose. You can now put it aside, is what I'm saying. If you wish to really invoke women's rights and women's empowerment, this last wave of feminism ain't it. And fighting other women who disagree with your ideologies is wrong as well. Because there's no need. Think about this. These teens go with sense. These teens go with sense. Think this through. Why are you fighting me as your fellow sister? If the overall thing is we've already won the battle. We've won. Ladies, we have won in the Western Hemisphere. It's now just become too toxic. So at this point for me, I just say fight for women's rights where those rights are actually impeded on. Whereas you can't go out your own home without a male family member. That kind of deal, where you're still a second class citizen, yeah, fight, carry the fight there. But you're not going to do that because you just want control. And control comes with responsibilities. And I really think with the way we are, we're not ready for that. We aren't. Not even in 100 years the way we're carrying ourselves. The second thing I want to talk about is faux femininity, conditional femininity. Femininity, ladies, is our strength. As in our social construct, it's meant to complement. It's meant to complement the masculinity. If men bring strength, we bring strength in another way. We bring strength in another way. No, we're not equal. Physiologically speaking, we're not equal, ladies. And if you're already aware of that, then putting conditions on your femininity is underhanded. It's down outright criminal. It's down outright criminal, ladies. It's down outright criminal to limit how you're going to be feminine and how you're going to interact, especially with a man that you're interested in or potentially interested in, or merely just men in general. What's so bad about being nice? Oh no, child, you be too nice to these around here. They be thinking that, that they stand a chance and time that ain't even my flavor. You could feel that way, but no one is saying that you have to be rude if you see that you're not attracted to this gentleman. But don't go tricking him and giving him a persona, because femininity is not a persona. Femininity is you. You are her. Why are you trying to just simply condition it? You're only nice if he's X. You're only going to say nice things when he does Y. No, he doesn't have to do any of those things. You can just be nice. You can just be nice, be friendly. A kind word and a smile, believe it or not, are worth more than most dare realize. So I ain't about to do all that, child. Not me. No, if I go and do all that, you can imagine what he'd be thinking. He'd be thinking of a chance. Not necessarily so. Not necessarily so. Men don't really always be thinking in that context, not unless they actually found you interesting by observing you. So you being nice and smiling, it's just you being nice and smiling. You're being social. You're being agreeable. That is your strength. That's what helps to keep a balance. Or else you can expect anarchy where they're not even going to care if you're going to actually do that. And then you're going to be in your feels when you see that they're just walking on by because you've conditioned it. I'll give you an example. You could imagine men being conditionally masculine. Oh, I am not going to kill that roach, gal. You could forget that. I am not in the mood. I know what you can do. I suggest, use a strong, independent black woman. You got this, sis. Go ahead and kill that roach. You got this. You got this. Or the roof needs repair. And he could do the work. But mind you, you don't like him, remember? And he don't like you. I'm not going on a roof. I'm not going on a roof. I'm only masculine to women that actually like me or who I like. I ain't going up there. Girl, I know what you're going to do, but I suggest you go ahead, get you your own plywood and your own nails and try to fix your own roof. And then he turns it on when you smile at him. You see how that looks? You see how that look? Just simply that. You see how bad that looks? Or you're getting robbed and a gentleman is there and he's seeing that. Child, I ain't my business. I guess you better try to have Bruce Lee her way out of that situation and get her by herself because I ain't going to do all that. I don't know her. I don't like her. See how bad that looks? You see how that looks? Now, if you like him and whatever like that, and then he's still not in the mood enough, then you could still get robbed. You see how bad that looks? You see how bad that looks? Say, conditioning a state of being, not right. If a man is to be a man all the time, then a woman should be a woman all the time too. It's only fair. You give what you get, you know? Yeah, I know that we're all a little powery about smiling because you don't know how someone would take it. But I genuinely promise you, a smile and a kind word does a lot for people, regardless of gender. If a gentleman smiles at you, smile back. It doesn't hurt. It's not going to be the end all, be all, and ridiculously conditioning yourself to only smile when he's doing. It's not fair. I mean, for me, I kind of get it because you want to encourage good behavior, but I'm pretty sure that there are other ways around that, such as actually having a conversation, especially with your potential mate or your husband. Whereas what you do and do not like without you having to condition your femininity. Oh, child, I only cook for him if he working. If he ain't working, he ain't eating. That's not right. Suppose he's just not working today. Grant men the break you would want them to grant you. When you are when you're in your house and you know you're wearing your sweatpants and your hair's an absolute wreck, and they grant you that grace that you're dealing with the kids or you're actually sick or you're unwell. Well, grant him the grace that, hey, today he's not working. Now, if he's actually, not doing what he's supposed to, then still have that conversation. And when he's not changing, stay in your femininity, but humbly, graciously bow out. And never let that happen again. Because we work together. Men and women, we work together. We matter to each other. We ought to. We need human interaction. Feminism has served its purpose. Now let's try to invest in something else. And faux femininity, let's eradicate that, please. Be feminine. So that way men can remain in their masculine. Before I finish this video, I'm grateful to all of you for taking the time out to watch. Please comment down below, share your thoughts, your disagreements, and please, once again, subscribe. And I'm your host, Jessica. Thank you so very much for watching. And I hope that we will catch up in another video. Have a good day. Be safe. Bye.